I am on, and guess what I'm doing, folks? I just came in from the garden, planted up a whole bunch of new tomato plants and pepper plants. Did that, and everything's looking great. Everything's looking great. I think I overkilled on uh, planting this year, and I'm not mad about it. I had the seeds stocked up for years, and I just simply just put them in the ground. Um, I will be purchasing some seeds for the fall. See, I'm thinking of fall now. That's why they call me the morning garden. I try to do everything early. Um, so, oh yeah, yeah. I have been up since I got off work. I have been up, but I got everything done, and everything is in the ground, and uh, got it done, and it feels good. I watered everything in, fed everything, um, and it's just crazy the way things are right now. Yeah, thank you, thank you. It's definitely awesome because um, I'm purchasing now my seeds for fall, and I think I'm going to try something else. Because they've been talking a lot about it's like a bulb kind of plant. I can't think of the name of it right now. It's red. It's not radish. It's not turnips. It's I can't think of it at this moment, but it's supposed to be a very healthy plant for you. I just started watching your channel. I like your content. Can you name some food for fall? Oh wow! Let me tell you what I do for fall, and I am planning on. I am for fall as well. Yeah, plan for fall because fall is a lot easier. Less insect pressure, less heat to work in, and if you put them in the right dates, you can get stuff growing and up and just crazy. Refrigerate a lot of stuff. You know how that works. Uh, can or whatever you want to do. Beets. That's the name of beets. I'm thinking about growing beets as well this year. Let's see. What do we got here? Um, things you could grow in the fall. One of the greatest things I always grow every fall, I grow collard green and kale. All kind of different kale I'm going to do this year. Collard greens, you could do cabbage, you could do Brussels sprouts. Yeah. And there's just a whole host of leafy kind of plants you could grow in the fall. All you have to do is Google fall crops. And once you do that, it's going to show you a whole selection of things that will grow well in your location. But I will be growing it as soon as it crosses over into fall and the temperature starts dropping a little. I'm going to be right on it, like stink on a stink bug. I tell you, it's just great. I look at all my plants out there. I look at my what do they call them things? Cucumbers. I don't really eat cucumbers, but I grew them anyway because I just like growing them. Beans, corn, you know, peppers. Peppers are an expensive crop to grow. I would definitely, in the switching to summer, definitely always grow some peppers because peppers are considered to be a very good crop to grow. People buy them from you. They'll say, "Look, how much are those chili peppers?" Let's see. I'll give you 10 of them for X amount of dollars, or donate some money or whatever to my cause that will help keep me going. I'm thinking of everything I got growing is that those big tomatoes that I grow, which is a brandy wine, is what I'm growing. The purple Cherokee, I don't know. The plants are very young because I lost some in the beginning, and back and forth and everything. Welcome back, Morning Gardener. Good day, Morning Gardener. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And chat. Yeah, thank you very much. You know something? You know something? I'm thinking, I got everything in the ground. I got to go out there and weed. Seriously, got to go out there and weed with the weed whacker because the weeds are growing beautifully. The weeds are growing beautifully, and the last thing you need is to have the weeds take over your crops. So the way that I grow is you have to, I back the weeds off like 15 inches away from my plants, but I let the weeds grow to a degree because they're wonderful. I mean, the insects eat them instead of my plants. They also help with nourishing the soil, building soil, fertilizing fruit trees, fertilizing bushes. That's what my plants do. So I gotta get on the ball and make sure I get that stuff cut back. I'm thinking of tomorrow, but if it doesn't rain tomorrow, I will get out there and do it. If it rains, then I'll wait till another time to go out there and cut the weeds back. Uh, because I got the tools to do it now. That beautiful weed trimmer I have is beautiful. It is absolutely beautiful. It just goes to show you get what you pay for. In some instance, you get what you pay for. This thing is absolutely incredible. It cuts. It's easy to work with. Let's see. My purple turkey is doing well. Oh, I'm glad to hear that because mine going to get a. If I get any in, it's going to get a late start. So we'll see how that works out because I mean they didn't do well. They did not do well. They kept dying. They kept dying. But it was this little gnat that kept at them. It was a little black gnat that kept after all my plants this year. They kept like they were following them wherever I set the tray at. Um, they just kept following them, and I kept saying, "What is going on here?" And then I realized I brought some soil indoors from. Uh, let's see, yeah. Let's see, tomatoes, fruiting. Okay, yeah. With the zone I'm in is 7B. 7B. I'm doing well, folks. I'm doing well. I'm pumping on all cylinders now. Yeah. I got one day. Well, I got to put in some work tonight, then the next night, and then I'm off, and it feels good. It feels good. I'm getting everything done, and I'm going to do some more videos. My nose is real shiny. Um, I'm going to get some really great crops this year. I believe that because I'm using I'm pulling all the strings in my repertoire. I'm using that. Um, now the fertilizer I'm using on the tomato plants and the cucumbers and the pepper plants is a fertilizer that stimulates blooms. That's what I have there going on. And also, um, I'm going to use the same thing on my okra because okra okra grows blooms, and that's where your okra comes from. But people don't seem to know that. I use the same fertilizer on my corn because you want. Here's the deal: organic fertilizer, and some people use that Miracle Grow stuff. Miracle Grow causes your plants to grow so fast that the bugs eat them up. Who would ever think that growing something fast would cause bugs to eat them up? But it does because there's a certain way, the very nature of a plant, the way it's supposed to grow, and when it's being forced to grow, it becomes extremely tender, and it's just not growing the proper way it should. And it's the best way I can put that. It's not doing what it's supposed to be doing. So that being said, yeah, Miracle Grow. I used it years ago, about 19 years ago, when I didn't know any better, and I remember losing plants. I would put it around, let's say, a raspberry plant, and it would die, or I would put it around. And right now, I have a bucket of it downstairs somebody gave to me, and it's been sitting there for years, and I have not used it on anything. Now, let's see. Yeah, Miracle-Gro will go into your soil, even if you use a little tiny bit of it at a time. It'll go into your soil. It will grow the hell out of the plant. It will do some medieval stuff to your soil. While you say, "Oh man, look at my roses. My roses are pretty. Oh, they gorgeous. Oh, look at them." You dig in that area, around that area where you use the Miracle-Gro, see if you see any worms or any living biology in the soil. And a lot of times you won't see a lot of life in the soil. Um, so that being said, I stay away from it. Now, next year I'm spending a lot of my time on fertilizers that are free and that you can get results from. Because sometimes you, like I use the chop and drop, excellent stuff, excellent stuff. That you know something. Here's where I'm coming at with this. That's why I made so many videos on chop and drop. If you saw what my soil was like when I started out with it years ago, you might say that soil's not good to grow anything in, which it wasn't. Let's be honest, it wasn't. And I tried and I fought and I fought and I did everything everybody told me at that time, and I read everything and I watched videos, and it was just you know it was just crazy. And then one lady said, if you have clay soil, don't try to fix it. Don't try to do anything with it. Just plant and raised beds. You'll never change clay soil. To a great degree, that is true. But when you use chop and drop, you are doing something different. You're using the very soil to improve itself, and that's crazy, but it works. I took that soil, let it grow weeds. First, I started pulling it by hand and looking at the weeds and saying, I throw it on the ground with the root side up, and I would see it die and it would turn brown. I said, "Damn, that looks like straw." Then I kept doing it, kept doing it, kept doing it, kept doing it, and then the second year came in and I kept doing it, and I would leave all my trash on the ground from my crops because I didn't honestly. A lot of times I didn't feel like going out there cleaning up. Like some people say, you must go out and clean up your crops from all of the tomato vines and the okra and the corn stalks and everything. They were telling you absolutely wrong. That's what they were telling you. They were telling you the wrong stuff to do. They were telling you to take um, your items that you grew, take them over to the compost pile, or do something else with them. God only knows what that might be. But they were telling you the wrong information. I took those items and left them there. When fall would come, winter would come, and the snow and water and everything, and I would wait and I would get up in the early spring and I would still see remnants of it on the surface. And I would say, "Oh, that's that corn right there." Time it got near summer, spring, late spring, most of that stuff was gone. And I said, "Wait a minute," and I started doing some more research and found out that these animals that live in the soil come up and eat that stuff. They need it for nourishment. And then they excrete their waste, which the waste that they excrete is perfect for your plants. Not just a little good, but perfect. Now, they live and die. Their remains are perfect for plants. Then you got worms that come in and eat up everything, and they're one of the biggest predators out there. They eat up everything. They excrete their waste, and that's perfect for your plants. Then they live and they die, and their bodies go towards your soil. Then, as all this is going on, all these animals are back and forth eating each other and fighting for survival and eating the plants and eating each other. Now they're creating all this activity around the roots of your plants. Then it rains, converts all that matter into a liquid form. The liquid form in turn feeds your plants. So I got the idea, wait a minute, what if I did more of this chop and drop? And I started going after chop and drop like a vengeance. I would be out there and I said, how can I chop down got the idea, how can I chop down large number of weeds without just pulling them all? What can I do? And it came to me, use your weed trimmer. Use your weed trimmer and trim these things down low enough so that, that they're trimmed. And I trimmed this stuff down and started, and I had big weeds and I had different types of weeds. I had weeds that had big leaves on them and I was just chopping that stuff down. And then I said, wait a minute, I can make a liquid tea out of this stuff. Started making liquid tea and started trimming it down. And then it saved me on stuff. It saved me on taking it over to the compost pile, which I said, why not compost right here where it's growing at? Just chop it down and leave it there. The liquid, I started putting around plants and saw plants was acting crazy when I would do this. Um, Long story shorter, everything was looking great. I saw results. I saw plants and cucumbers. Oh my God. That's the first time when I started using this method, I actually you could smell a cucumber, smell all the freshness of it when I started using this chop and drop. Nature chops and drop all the time. Absolutely. That's what it does. That's what it does. So when I got the idea, I started chopping and dropping like mad. And then I started running out of weeds. And I would wait for weeds to grow just so I could chop and drop. I stayed on them so much that it was nothing to chop and drop. And then I would wait a few more weeks, and when the rain would hit, it would grow back up again. And then I started learning that they slow down at a certain time of the year, just like your plants do. Everything is on a schedule. I said, I love this. So as I was chopping and dropping, my ground started developing this brown cover over it with just the remains of these weeds. I would pull the weeds back and I would see all of the worms sitting right under the weeds. I said, I love this. Then I started seeing, as the years went on, all these small particles in the soil. They were worm castings. I didn't have to go out and buy a bag of worm castings. I did not have to do that. I did not have to go give somebody all this big money for worm crap. Worms eat what? Vegetation. What am I chopping down? Vegetation. What are the worms coming up and getting? Vegetation. Then I started seeing worms. Listen, folks. I started seeing worms that were so big that I knew I would have a problem getting them on a fish hook if I took these fishing. I would have a problem. Once I started using the worms, I would have problems because they were too big. And they were eating, they were so big that they would be under flower pot containers. They would be under grass. They would be laying on the surface sometimes. So when I saw this, I said, I got it. I got it. Just follow nature. Just follow nature. Exactly the way nature's doing this. Only thing you're doing to speed it up is you're chopping and dropping. That's all you're doing. You're chopping these weeds down. The roots sometimes will stay in the ground, the surface, and they will die, leaving passages for worms and other animals to crawl and walk through. It was beautiful, folks. So that's what I liked about chopping and dropping is it allows you to use something that you think is complete trash, which is weeds, and use them in a beneficial way. Grass that is in wild grasses in those areas, chopped and dropped down, and weeds. And when you do all of this, it's just beautiful. Then when you dig your holes with your manure fork, and you could take the weeds, grab them, and just shake the dirt or the soil from them and toss them to the side. When you toss them to the side, they become chopped and dropped. All right, folks, this is the Morning Garden. Thank you very much for tuning in. I am going to go get something to eat. I've been working today and I haven't eaten anything. I ate last night about 1, 2 o'clock. Yeah. Trying to lose a little weight there, folks. All right, thank you very much. This is the Morning Garden. Thank you very much. Remember what I always say, keep on growing. This is the Morning Garden. Keep on growing. Thank you very much.